Welcome back to Explain America. This is your host, Kyle Becker. President Donald Trump has been the subject of rumors in the mainstream media. They are speculating about his health, and this is awful ironic from a media that didn't have much to say about a President Joe Biden who was visibly in decline for 4 years throughout his administration. But a recent unusual procedure at a hospital has fueled this speculation, and Donald Trump has just reacted to all of the gossip about this, and he is setting the record straight. But before we get into the story, please like, share, and comment at Explain America. Join us. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. President Donald Trump recently had a medical procedure at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center, and he revealed that he underwent an MRI. That's magnetic resonance imaging. That's a type of imagery where you can look into the muscles and joints of the human body and determine what is going on with someone's health. And he said on Air Force One en route to Tokyo that his MRI, well, it was perfect, according to the president. We'll listen to him and react.
Medical imaging. Did you get an MRI? Can you tell us what
I
that
did.
was?
I got an MRI. It was perfect. Yeah.
Can you tell us
I
what-
gave you the full results. We had an MRI, and in the machine, the whole thing,
Yeah.
and it was perfect.
Can
Yeah.
you say what in particular they were?
You could ask the doctors. In fact, we have doctors traveling with us, but I think they gave you a very conclusive. Nobody has ever given you reports like I gave you. And if I didn't think it was going to be good, either I would let you know negatively. I wouldn't run. I'd do something. But the doctor said some of the best reports for the age, some of the best reports they've ever seen.
One theory on how you might try to serve a third term is that you could run as the vice president.
Yeah, I'd be allowed to.
Now, a reporter further asked Trump why he had the MRI in the first place, and he responded, you could ask the doctors. Well, that's not very helpful for us to try to figure out what is going on. But in recent months, the mainstream media has refused to report honestly about President Donald Trump. They have tried to compare him to former failed President Joe Biden, who was clearly in decline for years, and the media covered it up. The White House press secretaries covered it up. And he ran into a buzzsaw at the presidential debate, and they could no longer deny it. Then it turned out his presidency was effectively run by AutoPen. That's why Donald Trump put up a portrait of an AutoPen in place of Joe Biden's presidency. I think that's quite apt because, well, they're trying to exonerate themselves for the infamous scandal of covering up the mental incapacity of a sitting president of the United States. That's because they knew there was a shadow cabal behind Biden running the show. In reality, they were all in on it. They were in cahoots. And, well, you're not going to be able to drag down the Trump presidency with this type of fear-mongering about his health because, well, we have seen how vigorous he is. I mean, there are men a third of his age, like in their 20s and 30s, who cannot keep up with President Trump. So they can spin all they want to, but this is really apples and oranges. And no, that isn't a reference to Trump's skin tone. It's just not the same case. President Trump, nonetheless, he has had some health scares. He has suffered from a gunshot wound to the ear. That was during the 2024 campaign. There have been reports about swollen ankles and bruises with Trump. And then it was revealed that he had chronic venous insufficiency. This is a common condition among those who are over 70 years old. It's not that unusual at all, and it's, well, very treatable, obviously. Nonetheless, we need to pray for Trump because he is advancing in the years, and his leadership has been invaluable to helping America turn it around, and we want it to keep going, the momentum to keep going. And the radical left, they can scream whatever nonsense they want about it, but we need to improve this country and solve our problems. And if they want to get in the way of that, then we need to make sure that they're out of power and that they're doing only whining. So weigh in with your own thoughts. We always appreciate hearing from you at Explain America.